Hello, today I'm gonna walk you through my accepted Seaside Animation app, and I'll walk you through each of the assignments and then at the end give an overview and some final thoughts. My application is not like the best of the best, and I'm not saying that my application is really good, that's why I got accepted, but I just wanted to share my thoughts when I was applying so that maybe it could help people when they're applying, or see that like your application doesn't have to be perfect to be accepted or to feel comfortable applying. So first is the self-portrait, and they want to see your personality and they want you to use a medium that can express your personality so that they can see who you are through your application, because you're not really like getting an interview or anything. So I think this is really important to show like who you are and what makes you special. So I chose gouache because I didn't want all of my pieces to be digital, which is what I usually use. And I'm like a total introvert. I spend a lot of time like lying around, and I really like cute things like stuffed animals and stuff. So that's why I choose to express myself with my stuffed animals, and there's like some sparkles and like hearts, that kind of like cute decorations as well. I think this way of expressing my like what makes me special was probably the strongest part of my application in my opinion. A lot of people choose, like, since we're artists, they choose to make their self-portrait about them being an artist, like with paintbrush, which I do think expresses yourself properly, but I see it a lot, so I wanted to avoid that. And this way, I think it shows like how I'm childish, I guess, or I just like cute things. But the traditional medium also gives it like an extra layer of like interest. Assignment B was a interpretation of the song White Rabbit by Jefferson Airplane, and it was pretty hard, I think, because it's about drugs, which I obviously don't have experience with, and they didn't want you to use any of the Alice in Wonderland characters or anything from that. So I was like, how would I visualize this song? This piece was really hard. I just started sketching to see like where that sketch would take me, and then try to incorporate the song into it, which is not really the best thing to do, but you do what you can. So the smoke is kind of like smoking, like drugs. And then there's like the mushrooms, which is another drugs reference, and then obviously the mask, and then the dress and the like dark forest gives it like a mysterious kind of creepy vibe, which I think is interesting. Not that I thought it would go with the song, I just incorporated things that I like the dress and like smoke and mushrooms and the mask. So not the strongest one, I don't think, but it is what it is. C was 5 sketchbook observations, and since we're quarantined, they said like things around you in your house. I know some people went outside, but I really took that as an excuse to just stay in my room, which in my self-portrait I expressed that I spend a lot of time in my room, so it's true to that. And 3 of these are of my sister, but they're in different ways of interpreting the subject with different mediums as well. So I could show that I can observe one thing in multiple ways, which is something that is important to be able to do. One of them is of my desk because I like the decorations on my desk. I think they're cool. It's Copics, and then I touch it up digitally. And then the last one, since I wanted to show I could use multiple mediums, I used crayons because I thought it'd be fun to experiment with them. And it's out the window in my room. It's my view from my room. And I don't really like it, but I do think it shows that I can use multiple mediums, which was what I was going for. For D, they asked you to show that you could understand motion. and I'm not very confident in my animation, even though I'm applying to an animation program. Which, you know, is fine. It's totally fine. But I'm not confident in my animation. So I really just wanted to show that I could understand motion, not really trying to do anything fancy. I chose to do flipbooks because I think it's simpler than a digital animation, and it shows that I can do multiple things, not just digital, which I said multiple times, but I know the program likes things that are experimental, so I thought flipbook would be a good idea for all those reasons. I wasn't gonna say anything about the writing assignments, but I found it super hard to do writing assignments. I thought it was really hard the 2 years that I applied. Last year got canceled, but I find it so hard to write, so I thought I would give like my ideas on it. So for the first one, which is a time that you struggled or had to work really hard and what the outcome was, I chose to do a story of how I worked really hard to finish my short film, and they don't care if you like succeeded. It's more about how much you persevered to do it, I guess. And I thought this was good because I won an award for it, and I really grew through the process as like a person, not only as an artist, because it showed me my own work ethic, and it showed me like I can do these, which I think is a good thing to write about. And then the second one is why you're interested in animation. And so I think you really have to know why you're interested in something to be able to write about why you're interested in it. So I think I've done a lot of thinking in general. I think a lot. And so I know that I can name things that make me interested in animation and entertainment, which is like the process of making animation, because I like concept art and pre-production, and like so I also said like storytelling is very interesting, like the way that visual and just normal storytelling can affect a person. So I think that making it specific to yourself, not just like I like Totoro, you know, making it specific and really saying what inspires you will make it easier to write. So to wrap it all up, making this video is kind of weird because I think that CISA gets like glorified. I know it's a good program and it gives people a lot of opportunities, but the glorification of it makes it really stressful for people. And I know a lot of people, like I have like friends and stuff who get really stressed out about it, and that makes being rejected like so detrimental to them, which I think it's so bad because we're only high schoolers. Plus, just because your application got rejected or accepted doesn't really mean that it's because you're not good. It's because they're making a specific selection of students that will go together well, and there's multiple factors. It's not just, it doesn't say anything about your talent specifically, which I think is important to remember. And overall, what you can take away from this video, I guess, is what most application videos tell you, which is like, you want to show that you're capable of multiple mediums and that your pieces are inspired. Like, it shows who you are. That's what they always say about applications. You want to show who you are through your application, because they're not meeting you face to face. You're really showing who you are as a person and an artist and an applicant through your pieces. So I think that's something I keep in mind, and I think it's helpful. I don't know if you find it helpful, but I hope you do, and thank you for watching.